Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we will understand what is a recursive function. We will also understand how we can write a C# program to calculate the factorial of a number using recursive method. So let us first understand what is a recursive function and what is factorial and how we can write a C# program to calculate the factorial without recursion and with recursion. Now we will come to know what is the difference between both the approaches. Part 2 of this video, I have given a real-time example where the recursion is going to solve a lot of coding effort and what is the real use of a recursive method approach. Okay, let's understand what is recursive function. So recursive function is a function that calls itself during its execution. This enables the functions to repeat itself several times. So you can see the code snippet over here. In this case, the calculate factorial is the method name and it has a argument of int n, right? It receive an integer value as an input argument. So the calculate factorial method is called inside the method itself. So it is like iterating the same method again and again. So this kind of method or is called recursive method. When a method is getting called inside the same method, that is called recursive method. Okay, let's understand what is factorial. The factorial of a number n is the product of all integers numbers from 1 to n. For example, if you want to calculate the factorial of 5, so you need to multiply from 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 is equal to 120, or you can do from the last number, that is from 5 to 1. So both will give the same answer, and that is where we calculate the factorial of a given number. Now let us see how we can write a C# program to calculate the factorial of a number without recursion. Okay, so I have taken this code snippet, the calculate factorial, and here I am getting the user input. So user will enter the number to calculate a factorial. So I'll read the user input through console.readline, which will be a string value. So I'm going to convert that value to an integer and saving it into a variable called n. So I declared a local variable factorial and initialized with value 1. Okay, and I am running a simple for loop for I is equal to n, I greater than 0, I minus minus, and factorial is equal to factorial into I. So basically we are going to multiply the factorial value into I. Okay, and console.write, and I'm going to output the final result of factorial to the command window. Okay, so this is a simple approach. We just write a for loop and have some simple logic inside the for loop. So let us first understand how we can write the same program using recursion. So here also, to calculate the factorial via recursion, so I am going to take the input from the user. The same way I'm going to convert that value and saving it into a variable. Now I have a calculate factorial method which receive an input as an integer. So, and after this execution of this method, I will get the factorial value into this variable, and I'm going to output it into the same output window, right? Let's understand what is the content of the recursive method. So this is a recursive method because the calculate factorial method is called inside the same method, right? So here if you see, there is a condition: if n greater than 0, we are going to multiply n into and calculate n minus 1. So this method will be called again till n equal to 0. As soon as the n reaches 0, it's going to return 1, and finally we will get the factorial into this variable. Okay, so this is the way we can write the factorial method using recursion. Let's see how we can see this in the Visual Studio. Let's open a Visual Studio. To save the time, I have already created the project. So you can see I have created a command line project here, console application, right? And it has a program.cs. Let's open the program.cs. So I have a void static main. I mean basically the starting point of this execution. So here I'm going to write enter number so that user will see this text and he can enter the integer value here. So whatever is shown previously, reading that particular values and converting into n integer and storing it here. So I declared a local variable fact1 and calling a method factorial via for loop. Okay, so and the output will be displayed to the command window again. So you can see it is outputted here. So in the same program I'm going to demonstrate the output from factorial via recursion. So I basically have created two methods here. One is to calculate with a for loop and one is to calculate with a recursive method. So I declare another variable and the same value is getting outputted in the command prompt, right? So let's go to the method again once again just to understand, right? This is the factorial via for loop. So the method is same. So here I declared factorial is equal to 1 here and then I is equal to 1 and I less than n I plus plus. When I demonstrated in the presentation I was declaring with n and I greater than 0. So we can do in both way. This is not a problem. The one thing which we need to note here, the initialization of this variable with 1 here. So this is important. So if you declare a variable and initialize with 0, the final output is going to be 0. And also we need to note the I is started from 1, okay, and we are going to compare till less than or equal to. So if I start with 0, it is again going to be 0. So this is the two things we need to note when we write this program using a for loop. Let's understand the method, the factorial via recursion. So here also, as we shown previously, the n greater than 0, n into factorial via recursion, right, n minus 1. So when we write a program using the recursive method, we need to make sure that there should be a proper condition check for the exit. If we miss the condition, there is a chance that this method will be an infinite call and it will not be coming out of this method, right? Now here we can see anyway we are going to make it n equal to minus 1. So at one point it will come 0 and then it will return 1 here. Okay, let's run this program to see the output. So enter the number. I will enter 5 here and click enter. So without recursion it is 120 and with recursion is 120. So both approach the value is same, right? So if you see both the methods here as I explain now, so if you see this is like a simple approach, right? If you use a for loop it is like a simple logic here, and when we write a recursive method, even if it looks like two line, it's a little complicated over here because if we didn't handle this exit condition it can go infinite loop. So now there is a question, why do we need to go for a recursive method if we can do or achieve this functionality using normal logic, right? Is there is any performance improvement or what is the real benefit on this one? So please refer to the next video of this series, the real-time example for recursion. There I'm going to explain a small real-time scenario and how recursion is going to solve that problem. Probably will not be able to solve it, or it will take a lot of effort if you want to solve using a for loop or some other way. But recursive method, in that scenario it can be solved very quickly with few lines of code. So thank you for watching this video.